So you might be watching this on YouTube and you've noticed that there is no video this week. That's because my camera had a little bit of a mess up issue, but that's not going to stop us from releasing this week's episode of Creativity Made Easy. It's super important, so let's dive in right now and listen along. Most creative team meetings are status updates, just disguised as progress. But real progress in meetings identify blockers, make decisions, and assign next steps, then they end it. Today we're going to get into the meeting that actually moves projects forward. Let's get into it.
Taking creatives from chaos to clarity.
Welcome back to Creativity Made Easy, y'all. I'm your host, Dustin Pead. I am creative process coach, consultant, partner, all the things. There's a lot going on in my world right now and in the world of Chief Creative, and we've got some very exciting things coming up, but I didn't want to delay getting another episode out to you, so I wanted to get into today's episode talking about the meetings that move project forwards, because the problem that I see often with my clients and other creatives that I'm talking to all the time is that meetings that are just on the calendar continuously, right? We just show up and we don't know why. They feel productive sometimes during the meeting, but afterwards, there's nothing that actually moves the project forward. There's nothing that actually moves the thing forward that we discussed, right? We have hour-long meetings where 50 minutes of that, right, majority of it is just updates, right? And then 10 minutes is actual decision making. And that leaves you and your team and everybody super frustrated. It leaves everybody unclear on what their next steps are and who owns what. And so the projects get discussed, but the projects don't necessarily get advanced. So what I want to offer you today is a simple solution to help your creative meetings actually move the project forward. So what I'm not saying is every meeting should get right down to business first. Take a few minutes, recognize there are real people in the room with real struggles and real things going on. Take a few moments there, but keep those moments tight. Otherwise, those moments can derail the entire rest of the meeting. So with the three parts of a good creative meeting, right? Creative meeting success is going to look like this. It's going to look like, first you're going to tackle blockers, then you're going to do decisions that are required, and then from there, you're going to go on to next action. So let's break those down for a second. Let's first tackle the blockers, right? This is where we ask, hey, what's stuck and preventing you from progress on this? It's a great open-ended question because it assumes that there already is things that are getting them stuck and preventing their progress. And so it already kind of gets them speaking into what they were thinking already, right? Don't discuss solutions yet. This is just surfacing all the blockers, right? Let's get them all up onto the table. Let's write down all the problems. So examples could be like, well, we're just waiting for client approval, or we're missing the necessary assets, or we're really unclear on what direction to take this project. Those are project blockers. So identify those first. Take 15 minutes if you need to really identify those blockers. And that will set your rest of your meeting up for success. Because once you do that, we move on to our second part, and that's decisions required. We ask things like, hey, what needs a decision today in order to unblock some of these blockers that we just named? Are there any decisions that we can make right here in this moment today that will unblock that for you? Is there information that we can gather? Is there assets we can get for you? What is it, right? Make the decision or assign the decision owner with a deadline right then and there. There's no parking lot, right? We're not just going to park here. We're either going to decide or we're going to delegate.
Hey, I wanted to interrupt this episode to tell you something. You know, most creative consultants hand you a strategy document and they wish you luck. We do things differently at Chief Creative Consultants. We work with you as your fractional COO team. So we implement alongside your creative agency, not from the sidelines. So think do versus do framework, custom project management systems, and team workflows that actually stick. We're talking 10 to 15 plus hours recovered every week, eliminated deadline panic, and creative teams that know exactly what to do. So if your agency is scaling but your operations are stuck, let's fix that together. Head on over to dustinpead.com to schedule a discovery call today. Okay, now let's get back to the show.
And then from there, every great meeting ends with, now what are we going to do? Every project, every meeting ends with who is doing what and by when. I'll say it again. Who does what by when, right? By when, meaning the DUE date. So who does DO by what by when DUE. So there's no vague, all right, we'll work on that, or we'll take that off your shoulders, or yeah, we'll get that covered, we'll make sure we have that to you soon. No vague stuff whatsoever. We're gonna who does what by when. Take 10 minutes at the end of your meeting, and now you have 45-minute meeting where you spent 15 minutes identifying blockers, 20 minutes doing making decisions that are required to unblock those things, and then 10 minutes to determine next actions from there. And those next actions, we're going to document those in our project management system so they don't get lost right then, right there in the meeting before you close your laptop and move on to the next thing. Now, there are a couple key rules I want you to remember to keep these creative meetings from failing, to keep them from falling into the trap of just another meeting. Number one, no status updates. You can read those before the meeting. Status updates can be in an email, they can be in a Slack, they can be, this is where we're at. There's no need to have another meeting just for status updates, right? Also, no attendees without action items. If you're not blocking or being blocked or providing solutions, then you don't need to attend the meeting. Too many people attend too many meetings that aren't necessary for them. So reevaluate who you have in your meetings. And action items, another rule. Action items assigned before adjournment. That's what we said a minute ago. The meeting doesn't end until every block that's come up has an owner. So no status updates. No one attends the meeting unless they are part of the problem or the solution, right? And the action items have to be assigned before the meeting ends. Now, what we use here when we're assigning things is this do versus do framework, right? That's where we identify when it's DUE so that we can work backwards and create the margin there before it's DUE, right? So now we know actually when are we going to sit down and DO this thing. So you're going to identify your DUE, your deadlines, but you're also going to schedule your DO dates. That is proactive work. That is planning the work so that next time you sit down, all you have to do is work the plan. The Future You framework, the Future You note-taking methodology plays a big role here as well. Meeting notes document decisions for your future self so that you don't have to relitigate the same issue over and over and over again. So use an audio recorder on your phone. Use Plod if you're meeting online. Use something like a Fathom note taker or Otter or something like that to take some good notes and have those transcripts at your ready when you need them. Put them in your calendar for the next meeting so that everybody can reference the previous meeting. Whatever you need to do, provide that clarity. So this week, let's just go through your meetings. What percent is status versus what percent of those meetings are actual decision-making meetings. At your next meeting, try that blocker decision action method, right? What are the blockers? What are the decisions we need to make? What are the actions that we need to take? And now we're going to go ahead and assign those just do that for one meeting. Try it out. And I promise you'll see a massive, massive result. So listen, stop having meetings just to talk about the work. Make sure meetings are meetings to unblock the work, to make decisions, and to assign next actions. Then get back to the actual creating. Like I mentioned at the top of this short episode, we've got some amazing news coming up that I cannot wait to share with you. We're still fine-tuning all the little kinks and stuff like that, but stay tuned. We're coming up on our 150th podcast episode, and I hope on that episode I'm able to share that news with you. Listen, if there's anything that we can do for you, me, myself, or my business, Chief Creative Consultants, if there's anything that we can do for you, feel free to reach out. You can email me, dp@dustinpead.com. I would love to help you and your team unleash your best work yet.